Hey everyone, bon dia to you all. Welcome to another Monday Dialogue. Last week we had a special Monday Dialogue where I interviewed Shanti Deron, I'm saying that correct, in Papiamento or Papiamento. This week the interview will be in English. So Shanti and me, we met through the Dutch group from Rapid Transformational Therapy. We both studied Rapid Transformational Therapy. But before I introduce Shanti, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a few minutes to explain what Rapid Transformational Therapy is. So Rapid Transformational Therapy, or RTT, is a method founded by Marissa Peer. RTT uses a series of mind hacks to give you control over your feelings, over your emotions. RTT is based on well-established therapies such as solution-focused therapy or hypnotherapy, cognitive behavioral therapy, and mindfulness. It is a personalized approach. It turns negative thoughts to positive ones by tuning into the root cause and reframing them. So as humans, in order for us to be able to enjoy the present moment and create our own future, we need to get rid of the old emotions or certain habits that no longer serve us anymore. So you need to look into it like, as if you're updating your phone or your computer. So just like humans, we also need to be updated from time to time. All right. So as mentioned today, I have a special guest, Shanti Deron, as mentioned earlier, and Shanti and I both studied Rapid Transformational Therapy, and we met at the RTT group, the Dutch one, the Dutch RTT group. Besides that, we both are fans of Dr. Joe Dispenza. Shanti lives in Curacao, the neighbor island of Aruba, where I grew up. And in case if you're wondering where both islands are, it's in the Caribbean. Shanti is super outgoing and very easy to talk to. She studied horticulture in the Netherlands and in the United States and lived in different parts of the world. Shanti will be sharing us her story, how she started studying Rapid Transformational Therapy, and in addition, she recently resigned from her work and she is starting with her Rapid Transformational Therapy practice full-time. Shanti, welcome to the Monday Dialogue.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It's such a pleasure to have you here today again. So Shanti, can you tell us a little bit about you in case I've missed anything in the introduction?
Sure. Well, as you mentioned, I live on the lovely island of Curacao, and I did quit my job, and I decided to jump and to really do what I'm passionate about, which is helping others. And yes, I helped myself before, healing myself. And so I wanted to bring the knowledge to others that they have the power to do so themselves.
So basically you resigned recently from your work and you decided to go full-time on Rapid Transformational Therapy in Curacao. Can you just tell us a little bit more about, why did you decided to reinvent your career? Share us a bit about your story behind that.
Sure. So it was about 6-7 years ago when I used to have a paint your own pottery store, and I noticed that I was feeling sick. And a long story short, they found out that I had an autoimmune disease, and that at that particular moment in time, I only had 30% kidney function, which is 30 EGFR, which is glomerular filtration rate, which means that only 30% of your blood is being filtrated, the rest is not. So at that moment, I went to doctors in the United States and in Colombia, and of course in Curacao. And they all really told me, well, we'll just wait till you get to 25%, because that is the universal number for you to get dialysis and to be on the transplant list.
But aren't you a bit young for the dialysis and everything? Because I don't know, how old were you at that stage?
I think I was 35-ish. 35-ish. Yes, but it doesn't have anything to do with the age. It has to do with the kidneys failure. So if your kidneys don't work, they just have to help you in some way, which is dialysis, and then see if they can put you on the transplant list. But the point was, I had a disease, and the disease made both kidneys sick. So both kidneys were bad and they were small. And so accumulative, both of them were working 30%. One was worse than the other, but anyway. And what happened was that when I heard that, I really felt defeated. And I took a month or two, maybe 3, to really mourn my life, because I was suffering from chronic fatigue. And so I was tired all the time. I had to close my store and be sick. So one morning, a particular morning, I don't ask me which one, I don't remember. I woke up and I said to myself, okay, fine. No kidneys in this world are going to get fixed, because the only organ that regenerates is the liver. So all doctors told me, your kidneys, they don't regenerate. I said, fine. None of the kidneys in this world will generate, but mine will. And then from that decision on, every day I woke up making the same decision. And I started making myself sensitive for foods, because I didn't know which foods were good for me, which foods were not good for me. So I started making my own diet. I will eat one thing, wait a few hours, see if my body likes it, and then I will eat something else. So I made a diet for myself, and slowly but surely, I started helping myself. And my father has a friend in Curacao that is a doctor, and he also studied homeopathy, natural remedies. And I went to him, and he told me a few things that could help me not to worsen the kidneys. And with his advice, a few of them were to keep my body very alkaline, not to eat certain foods. Slowly but surely, making myself sensitive, I could understand what I was doing. And then in the beginning, I didn't see any results. It was devastating, because you're doing your best so good on a daily basis, but nothing was working. But on the long run, I was fixing my kidneys an average of 4 to 5% a year. So nowadays I have above 60%, above 60 EGFR. So I keep my body alkaline. So when I get a virus or a bacteria in my body, like a cold or a flu or anything, it doesn't have the chance to multiply because of the high pH in my body. So that was one of the key things I did, not to hurt my body, because every time I would get a flu or a cold or anything, it would set me back a few percentages. I also would cheat and then go do my blood tests when I was feeling just great, because I noticed when I did my blood tests right after I had a flu, my numbers would decline a few percents. So it was very important for me not to get sick at all.
Mhm.
And I didn't work, I think, for 5 years. And I went and I started meditating, and anything that would pop into my vision of healing, I would do any healing meditation, any healing sounds, any healing music, anything and everything I did.
Mhm.
And so today, like 6, 7 years later, I'm here. And I chose RTT because people would ask me, you cured your kidneys? Really? You look so good. And I would say, yes, I did. So tell me what you did. I want to do it too. But then I would tell them what I did. And it was just too much of a hassle, too much of a burden, just too much. They wanted a quick fix.
Mhm.
But you didn't get sick quickly. That was the whole problem. The problem is people, this is your norm. So this is your zero.
Mhm.
You get a little sick, right? You decrease a little bit from the zero. Let's say it's like you're at -3.
Yeah.
But with time, you make this your zero. And then it worsens a little bit more. And now you're -8. But that's going to be your zero again.
Mhm.
So before you know it, you're at -20.
Yeah.
And you don't understand what happened because you adjust to being sick.
Yeah.
And that is a dangerous thing to do.
Yeah.
But we do it automatically.
Yeah, but we don't listen to our body either.
We
Because
don't. I'm guilty too.
Yeah.
I wasn't listening to my body.
Mhm.
I was making it in life.
Mhm.
I was busy making money, busy, getting the things that your parents have,
Yeah.
copying your parents, the house, the car, the this, the that, the children, blah, 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 blah.
Mhm.
So I was busy doing, I didn't have time,
Mhm.
or I was never taught to be listening to my body.
Yeah.
So now I do listen to my body.
Yeah. 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 This story is so dear to me because I told you last week in Papiamento, you know, my mom, she passed away in 2020 because of COVID. But before that, she was a dialysis patient, and the doctor said, you will you will not be able to recoup, so you have to go on dialysis. But it was also for her too much work to readjust her eating habits and pay attention on what she's doing with her body. It was too much of a hassle.
Yeah.
So at the end, it's all about the work. And I wish, yeah, I wish she was here to listen to this whole conversation. But I'm sure that she is listening at this moment. So, but it is all about doing the work, right? So I think when you mentioned about, that at the beginning you didn't see any changes, but underneath it, I'm sure that, the changes were happening, but you were not able to see it because we're so used to, as humans, to see things happening, to really have it visually while it's happening in us.
Exactly. And I am determined. I was born late, in my opinion, and I am determined because I want things to be done yesterday. So I didn't see any results for months, and I just didn't care. And I do have to say, I don't know if my kidneys regenerated, so if the dead kidneys relived. I don't know if the little part, the 30% of the kidneys, are working the 60%. I don't know. And you know what? It doesn't matter. What matters is that my body is intelligent enough to make it happen. I don't have to tell it what to do because I don't know what it needs to do. I just command it to do what it needs to do.
Yeah.
And that is the power. The power is in the decision you're making. And the power is in the will that you have for it to work.
Yeah.
So those two things, people think, oh, I have to change. But then they change a week, 2 weeks, and then they go back to their lovely old selves, which is fine, but it doesn't get you where you want.
But change doesn't happen overnight either. It's something that you gradually need to work on it every single day. and
Yes.
making that decision that you're saying, I am going to change. I will make sure today I'll be doing this. And maybe if you have a setback, it's okay. The next day you'll go on again. You'll just like charge ahead again.
Sure, sure,
Mm-hmm.
sure. That's what you do. That's what I did.
Mm-hmm.
People ask me, how could you? I don't know. I didn't see a choice. I'm going to tell you this, Mindy. I did not see a choice in this matter. It was me, fatigue, not able to eat anything, or me on the machine. So it was the machine or fix it. The machine or fix it. And I had a disease. So even if I got a new kidney, that meant that with time, that kidney would also get the same problem. So what I had was my body, everybody's body makes an enzyme that works with cortisol. Okay? It's called IgA. And my body was making my IgA faulty, was too big. So the molecules would get stuck into the filters of the kidney. They would then on their turn clog it, infect it, and then die. So I had my disease for like 15 to 18 years before I noticed. Remember that thing I was just telling you, you feel bad, but then you make that your zero, and then you go back. So it happened to me. I did that too, myself, because I was busy with something else. So it's very important to listen to your body and to really decide what you want and stick to what you want, even though everybody else tells you differently. Just, it doesn't matter what other people say, do what you want.
Yeah.
So that's what I did.
Yeah. And why, I know you said a little bit about rapid transformational why, but can you elaborate a little bit more about why rapid transformational therapy? Why did you decide, okay, you know what, I'm in my own healing journey and I'm going to go for rapid transformational therapy as one of the courses that I will study?
Yes. Beforehand, I was looking at RTT. We call it RTT. And then I was looking at that for 3 years before I decided to do the course. And I did all the free courses about it. And I understood that what happens is you were born perfectly. When you started walking, you would fell like 10 times. You didn't throw yourself on the floor and say, oh, someone just pick me up because I can't do it anymore. You were fearless and determined. You were determined. You would fall 20, 30, 40. It didn't matter. You would just get back up because you knew that you could do it.
Yes.
Another example is when your mom puts you outside. You would put anything and everything you found out there in your mouth because you didn't have any fear about bacteria or that you would get stuck in your anything. So we were born limitless.
Yes.
But along the way, things happen and there changes our perspectives. And these changes in our perspectives, some of them serve us and some of them don't. The point is that we don't go back in time in our minds and check, oh, this belief system, do I need it anymore? I don't need it anymore. Let me give an example. A dog bit you when you were 5. Now you're 50. When you see a dog, the 5-year-old reacts on the dog.
Yeah.
The 50 takes a back seat. But I mean, you're 5 times, 6 times the size of a dog.
Yes.
Really. You don't really need to have such a big fear about dogs anymore. But we just don't go back in our minds and clear that up.
Yeah. And that's the thing, right? So, I mean, the way how our minds work is that, it will be saying, okay, well, even though that you actually have all the logic of the world, the emotion would take over at that stage.
Yes, emotion always wins logic. Logic has no power over emotion. Emotion always, in every case, wins logic. It doesn't have to be even true or real or even remotely possible.
Yeah.
If you believe it, it's possible. In your mind, if you believe, it defeats the logic.
Yeah, that's true. But that's the great thing about using the method RTT, right? So, you know, it helps you get rid of those old emotions that you don't need anymore.
So what we do with RTT is it's like a regression therapy.
Mm-hmm.
We sleep, we make your nervous system sleep, just like before you go to sleep, you close your eyes, and then slowly but surely, your mind quiets.
Mm-hmm.
And in that state where your mind is quiet, where your awareness is alert, in that state, you are able to go back and see where, when, how, and why you made these choices.
Yeah.
And when we see them, you already more than halfway conquered it, the whole problem. Because seeing it is understanding it, is also gives you the ability to let it go, to see the relevancy of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what we do. And then what we do at the end is we rewrite that belief to exactly what you want it to be. So we tell you, you have no fear of dogs. You love dogs. Dogs are beautiful. Things like that.
Yeah.
And so it changes your perspective on certain subjects.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's the beauty of RTT. I always find it always puts me in after every session that I do with my clients.
It is.
Yeah, it's such an amazing method.
And
yes, go ahead.
I want to say something.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. People come with certain issues, and you think let's say sleeping. I can't sleep at night, insomnia. When we regress our clients, it's most of the time, let's say 98%, it has nothing to do with sleep. It has nothing to do with the issue they come with.
Mm-hmm.
We are dealing now with whatever blocked you before. So in Dutch, we say de gevolgen. What is the word, Mindy?
The
effect.
Yeah,
not the cause. So we are dealing with the effect of whatever happened when you were 4, when you were 10, when you were 15.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And that's the point. The effects manifest themselves in different parts of our body.
Those are the symptoms.
Right.
The symptoms.
Which are the symptoms.
Yes.
So you have a symptom of a headache. And it has to do with somebody yelled at you when you were 5. Mm-hmm. Things like that.
Yeah.
So Mindy and I talk about this a lot, and we found it, and everybody does RTT. It's a surprise, and it's for us the surprise element in doing our job, because it's never straightforward. It's never what people think that it is. It's always something different.
Yes, yes. It's always that you think that they might be coming with a presenting problem, say, hey, you know what, I want to lose weight, but I can't. And a lot of the times it has nothing to do with the weight when you look into the cause.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So right.
Yeah, totally. That's the beauty. I am so in awe with this method.
Me too.
Shanti, so who do you help? I'm just curious, who do you help at this stage with RTT?
Okay, so at this moment, I'm helping people with weight issues. I can help people with, many issues: insomnia, depression, sleeping, fertility, body issues like skin issues like eczema, asthma. I like to go more into the healing your body aspect, but I can do all of it, really.
Yes, yes, amazing, amazing. So do you do it online, or do you do it in your practice in person?
I do it online and I have a little practice. I do it both. Yes.
Yes.
And it's very effective online too.
Yes. Yeah, that's yeah, one of my first clients was through online. So, and I was like, wow, you know, this really works even online. And that's the beauty. So my practice fully online. So I think I did it a couple of times in person, but most of my clients are all online.
Yeah. It even works on the phone.
Yes, indeed, indeed. And so how can people get in touch with you?
Okay, so I started my practice a couple of months ago, but I didn't get to give myself a name yet. So if you would please maybe put it on the screen or below the video, my name, Shanti Daron, and my Curacao phone number. You can reach me through WhatsApp. Also, please put my email in there. And whenever I have my name, we will update all the information.
Yes, that's perfect. That's perfect. So I will make sure that I will link the information when I upload the video, and then people can contact you when necessary. And is there any other places? Let me see. So do people, when they want to work with you, do they need to prepare for anything, or is it you know, they just need to come over to you and then
It depends. It depends on the client, and it depends also on what the issue is, how many sessions they will take. Some issues we can clear up in one session, and other a little bit more complex issues like weight, we will do a minimum of 3 sessions. But the RTT method is not like a life coach, like you go there every month and you keep going for years, or you know, like a psychologist that you keep going years after year. No, we go in. We're like dentists. We go in, get the tooth out, the broken tooth or the rotten tooth, we get it out, and then we send you home. That's what we do.
Yeah, just take out
the facilitator.
Yes.
And I also want people to understand that we are not magic workers. We tell you, we show you where the blockages are. We show you how to clear them. And then you do the work.
What work do they need to do, actually?
Well, we make a recording for them to rewrite their blockages, okay? And then they need to listen to that recording daily, and if possible, a few times a day, to make a new habit, a new thinking pattern, to establish that. That is important. So yes, that's what we do. We don't ask much, but you have to do your part because we can't do it for you.
No, indeed. Well, Shanti, I thank you very, very much for today's interview. It is really nice to talk to you as always. And, you know, I hope that you guys as viewers have enjoyed this video. How Shanti shared her life story, how she shared her story, and how she started in rapid transformational therapy. And also I will link the information below for Shanti's telephone and email. And I'll also highlight that my information is also available for you. And I wanted to say thank you very much for listening to this interview. Shanti, do you want to add anything in this before we close off?
No, I think that's kind of it.
Yeah.
I look forward to seeing anybody and everybody that is willing to do the work. And I'm excited about my new career, and I'm excited about helping others, even if it is just one at a time.
Yes, amazing. Thank you very much. And I wish you all an amazing week. Shanti, thank you very much for this interview. Thank you for your time. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.